Right.
Hello, everyone. So we figured we'd do a little full moon. So, full moons and new moons are really good times to um, begin and end things. New moons generally, even though it's dark in the sky, are really a good time to begin things. Maybe it's unseen yet, sort of subconscious, and it's like I'm planting these little seeds in the dark. But full moons, even though one would think it's more about starting something. It's really more about letting things go. And it's interesting that Nancy should say that because I think I did my video yesterday, my intuitive messages. I was really getting letting go of old relationships, letting go of like people who don't show up or people who they say they're going to do something and then they don't, and that kind of energy. And I've been working a lot on that myself, and it feels funny for like 10 minutes and then you're like, oh, this feels so much better. This feels so much better. Um, Now, the other thing I wanted to say that we both wanted to say is that it's not too late to join the tarot classes. We have the tarot classes. We do them twice a week. We do them on Monday evening and we do them on Friday afternoon Central Time. So tomorrow will be the first class for the second section. And we still have room. And we would love to have you join us. And the first week is based in numerology, and it's really about figuring out your own numerology according to your name and your birth date, and what your soul number is, and what your inner life is, and how you appear to the world, and things like that. It's like we're all in class together. And so if you're chewing gum, don't put it under the desk. Anyway, that is that. So Nancy is muted, but I don't know if you can hear the little doggies. They were just waiting for me to start. So I think we're going to do what we usually do, and we're going to throw on the 5 energies that we throw on regularly. If you watch us regularly every week, Nancy and I have weekly wonderings where we throw on 5 energies: body, mind, spirit, grounding, and clarity. I throw 5 tarot cards, and Nancy Jean throws 5 stones, crystals in the garden. So how about we do that for the full moon? Oh, and by the way, light a candle. I got a candle lit. I don't know if you could see it, but I got a candle lit. I can't hear the doggies. Okay.
Okay, Jeffrey. Echoing. Maybe if you turn your mic.
Okay.
Stuff off. Okay. And
Wait, let me find my mic.
Okay, this is Nancy Jean in the garden, and I hope y'all can hear me. And I am going to throw the stones in. Okay. Very foundational. You've got things in fire, water, air, and earth. And it says that our clarity is being blocked. It fell in. This is body. Body's in the earth. And it says there's some really interesting physical changes are coming towards all of us. And then in the mind, it's in earth also. And it says final thoughts to situations going on around us are happening now. Then the spirit, which is the amethyst, is in water. And that's a great place for it to be. And it says because a lot of the transmutations and the changes we've needed to make, we can complete them now. So that's what we're talking about, cutting yourself off, cutting off people that you don't need. And then I've got the grounding, which is a pyrite stone, and it is in fire. And clarification comes from dealing with your past. So this is a time to get rid of the junk, the garbage, the stuff you don't need to carry with you. Because our clarity, which is in false, says our visions have been clouded, and this is a time to pull the clouds away, to see past the fog. And with that, I am going to mute myself again, and then Jeffrey can talk, and maybe we won't have an echo.
Okay, I am unmuted, and the dogs suddenly have stopped. Okay, now here we go. For body, I have this lovely Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is a really beautiful card. It's a really beautiful card. It's a card of community. It's a card of joy. It's a card of happiness. It's a card of celebration, and it's this. It's also this card about artistic inspiration. It's the Three Muses. So it's this. It's this inspiring, hopeful, joyous energy. Really lovely and full of community. Body. Next, it's body, mind, right? Okay, so for mind, this is really interesting. This is the card of Taurus, and I think mind was in Earth. Am I right, Nancy? Okay, and Taurus is a real Earth sign. It's a real Earth sign because it's fixed Earth. So it establishes something that's going to last. Like that's the energy of it. Because this card, it's like the female Pope. And the understanding, like the spiritual understanding of this card, is that the Pope receives messages kind of through the third eye of the hierarchy of heaven and then sets it up to mimic it on earth. So this is really about establishing something that's going to last because this card represents ritual. It represents anything really established, marriage, law, medicine, government, religion, like that. Body, mind, spirit. Spirit is really lovely. It's the King of Cups, the King of Cups. So the King of Cups, this is really about being tremendously compassionate. Tremendously compassionate. He's been through hard times. He understands, and he still offers a gift. So it's the energy of like, because he's a king, he has that energy of being older and having experience, right? So it's like he sees like some of the trouble and some of the grief, but he still comes at it and out of it with this sense of joy, a sense of compassion, a sense of listening, and a sense of tuning into one's intuition, tuning one into one's softness, kindness, comfort. Body, mind, spirit. Grounding, this is great. I got the sun. So this is all about nourishment. The sun is such a great card. First of all, there's a lot of movement in the sun because the horse is, it's moving. This is one of the best cards in the deck. For me, that it's this solar loving source energy that nourishes us through its light, through the beams, through the information, through the photons. And it brings joy, happiness, freedom, abundance, and most of all, clarity. Most of all, clarity. Body, mind, spirit, grounding. And then for clarity, I got the moon. And so this card it's a funny card. It's a really funny card, but it's a mysterious path. I mean, that's what it really is. It's a mysterious path. Look how it's like floating around. It's like, I know it's that away. Sometimes it's like when we let go of a certain relationship or an attitude or a habit, it's like we almost feel like naked, or we almost feel like, well, I don't know. I'm in a new car. I don't know how to drive it. I'm in new outfit. I don't know how to act like this. But it's a mysterious path, but you're on the road. You're on the road, and it's like, let it take you. Have some faith, have some trust that between the sun and the moon, because now we have the masculine, feminine energies. So you're going to be able to like use your instinct, use your intellect, and work your way through to a new path, because that's the moon. It's like, it's a new place. It's a new path. It's a new road. And it's like, I don't really quite know. I just know it's that away. And I'm on the road. Like, that's what I know. And if I remain compassionate and joyous, then I'm going to be able to like establish something. If I listen to and see through my third eye, then that'll lead me. That's a nice reading. That's a really nice reading. I'll mute and then it's funny.
if you guys can see the picture, you'll see it later on. The picture that I attached to this to go out to YouTube. It's some people come into your life just to teach you how to let go. And that really is an important lesson right now in where we are so that we can learn to let go. And I have a cord cutting thing I can teach you real quickly. Um, it is that you call in Archangel Michael and his big fat sword, and you get in a quiet state and you ask him to come in and to cut all the cords that you don't need, to cut in front of you and back of you, to the left, to the right, below, and above. In other words, he's going to go all around you and he's going to put you in a box where his sword's going through. I knew about this as a meditation and a possibility to work with for like, oh, I heard about it 40 years ago. It was really about 7 years ago that one Sunday afternoon I said, I just want to get rid of everything. I felt like something was sucking on me and I just wanted to get the sucker gone. And I sat in my big old leather chair and did this, got real quiet and did it. And I swear to you, I felt energy coming back in my body like a jolt, like it had been attached to something and now it was gone. So that might be a good meditation to try in this full moon. And remember, full moons are moons where you're grateful. You go out and you say, I'm so grateful for all the things that have happened to me and for the things I'm expecting to come towards me. Oh yeah, is that Tarot Destroyer? Is that a troll? I've never seen them before. Sharon knows. Sharon knows all the trolls because she gets rid of them. But anyway, sorry that you're that unenlightened and you don't really care to learn. But go on. But Jeffrey and I we just wanted to spend a little bit of time with everybody because this is the full moon that's the last one before the eclipse season. The eclipse will be on October 13th. If you live in the part of the world I live in, you'll be able to see it. I even already have my watch the eclipse sunglasses, so I can see it. And that's going to be a ring of fire eclipse because the moon is just I'm not going to get you in the math of it, but its orbit's just not exactly with the nodes. And when that happens, it's sort of a little above or a little below. So it doesn't completely cover the sun. But if you think about it, what a miracle it is that the universe created our planet so that we could have times where we could have complete eclipses and have that energy. And that's lots of fun. So I got 2 eclipses in October. We're building up to that. And if y'all, I know a lot of the names I'm reading in the chat today, you guys are all people who I know have followed a lot of what we teach. But if you don't know about the lunar cycle, I would tell you to go hustle your bustle over to Dorothy Morgan because she really knows how to work that lunation thing, and she'll tell you how to do the whole 3-year way of going through it. And it's fascinating. And I've done it. I'm not as dedicated as I need to be about that, but I do it. And it kind of makes fun. Our full moon I'm in Central Time Zone. Our full moon will be at 10 a.m., 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. God, between time zones and AM and PM, I'm lost. But I'm really looking forward to if you want to join the class, I'll throw that little banner up. And then I'm going to hand it over to Jeffrey because this is really his show.
Actually, it's the cord cutting. It's part of the pendulum work that I do. So I can actually give you my little script, so pay attention. So you get with yourself, and if you have a pendulum, it helps because it can help you to get clear. And then, so now I wear my pendulum. I have a new one. It's malachite. All right. So you ask, are there any cords coming out of me? Are there any cords going into me? So, because sometimes it really helps to know if they're coming in or going out or who they're from. Sometimes it doesn't matter, and you can ask all those things. A cord is like an unhealthy energy. So an example of a cord, right, would be let's say you're an accountant, right? And you have a brother or a sister, and they're very needy, and they're like, you're the only one in the entire world that can do my taxes. There's nobody else that can ever do it, and I need you to do it now. And it's very like clingy and weird. So that would be an example of a cord. Okay. So if, let's say I have one, and then you figure out where it is. Okay. So this would be the little script. With my mighty I am presence, I call upon the assistance of Archangel Michael, and with my hands upon his sword and his hands upon my sword, I sever all cords 100% front and back now. And you do the whole thing, okay? And you let it rest 100% now. I call on upon the assistance of Ishtar. Ishtar is one of the incarnation. Ishtar is like the original Venus, okay? And Venus has an energy, a warrior energy, especially in Mesopotamia and actually in Maya lore as well. I call upon Ishtar to scatter and fray all cord endings to the universe, never to be reconnected. I ask that this person or these people get whatever they need in love, and I send them off in love. So it is, so it is, so it is. That. I'm releasing from my throat chakra. So that was what we recommend. And we would love to have you on the class. I guess I needed to do it. I'm going to put Nancy on.
Okay. From my perspective, also, I'm going to tell you, we don't do the class in StreamYard. That's the place where we get the funny echo every once in a while. We do it on Zoom. You'll get a Zoom invitation. You get workbook papers every class to go at it. We learn numerology because it gets you really familiar with 1 to 9 or 1 to 10 that we have in the tarot. And if you think about it, you get rid of the majority of the cards. If you can learn the suits and learn 1 to 10 and then the court cards, you can move right along. And we had a lot of fun with the people on Monday night. And we found out one of the people that was in my class, she's a 33 life path. You guys, she's the first one I've ever really met. I mean, I may know some, but I didn't know for sure they were. And she's a very powerful lady. And we enjoyed figuring that stuff out for each other. And I think we try to give you practical, good information you can use. And this is a good time to learn a new skill because we're coming to a time that the more you know, the better off you are. And we are going into a time of incredible change. And I want people to feel confident in their own skin. I don't want I watched an astrologer today who did a short little piece, and he said, my God, I just realized how many planets are. We have a grand Earth trine at the time of the full moon. And that means there's a great chance to get your energy grounded because the universe is calling for that. But we've, and I know the news and everything else, there seem like a bunch of real crazy people out there. But if you can get settled in yourself, it doesn't matter how crazy the world gets out there because you're going to be okay. And this was supposed to be Jeffrey's thing. If he's finished coughing, Jeffrey and I talk to each other all the time. But I really want to have a chance to come and say this. I don't, like I said, go to Dear Sweet Dorothy, who's in the chat, about Dorothy Morgan, astrologer, about lunar cycles. And that's an important thing to learn. And if you just sign into her channel, she gives out incredible information all the time. That's very user-friendly. And if you're watching this and you're going, this is great stuff, how can I get more? Well, you get more if you're subscribed to my channel. I send out notices about everything I do. And I'm only 10 away from 4,000. So please, if 10 of you can go, 10 of you can go over there. That can push me over that, and that'll be a lovely thing for me to have on my full moon. Okay, I'm going to cut back to Jeffrey. Turn your mic on.
All right. I'm about 200 away from 3,000. So If you have 200 friends, give them a call. It was actually a good thing. I got this coughing fit. Sometimes when you do the energy work, like sometimes you go to like a group meditation and someone will be coughing like crazy. And you're like, oh, how could they do that? It's because they're releasing from their throat chakra. And I think the little ritual that I did actually released from my throat chakra. All right. So thank you, Nancy, and thank you all. And I'm really excited about this full moon. I'm really excited about moving forward into the fall. I'm really excited to have all of you with us on board. We're both excited to be giving the tarot class, and the first one went really well. It's basically the first one again. It's like section A, section B, and there's still time to join. And we would love to have you all. And learning tarot is not just about learning tarot. It's not like, I'm going to start wearing a turban 24/7 and go sit around and I mean, you could do that if you want anyway, but you don't need tarot. It's really about you're getting in touch with your own intuition and trusting it. It's a great tool for that. It's a great tool for you getting into your own intuition. We're like your coaches, It's like we're your coaches. When you're a little kid, it's like you're unsure. It's like, oh, I don't know how to kick the ball. And then you have like a really nice coach. Go ahead, you can kick the ball, and you kick it. And it's like, oh, I kicked the ball. It's a little bit like that. Or whatever else you want to do. Make the lanyard. So I just wanted to say thank you. Happy full moon. Let go of what doesn't work. And if you don't know what it is, it's like higher self. I don't know what it is that's not working. That's in my way. That's no longer appropriate. That has served its purpose. But whatever that is, my highest good and highest healing, just take it. And I welcome in new abundance, freedom, joy, happiness, comfort, health. Okay, so we should.
Okay. There's a couple things I want to say. We're supposed to do gratitude. Actually, we're going to be having our class when the moon is full. It's tomorrow. But there's two things I want to say people are grateful for that are in the chat. Sharon Sykes, world's best troll slayer. And Dorothy Morgan dropping over because she has been a blessing in my whole journey in this world. And I'm grateful for each and every one of you that showed up today. And I'm going to cut my mic off.
All right. Well, I'm ready to say blessings. Put your mic on and say blessings to us, and then we'll all see you. We'll see you all.
Okay, blessings everybody, and thank you for your patience. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Talk to the class people tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.